What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Good people, you already know what time it is. You in the cage, baby. Sit back, relax. We got you covered. Let's
go. Okay, y'all, this is it.
What's happening? You already see how we did it. New introduction, new season coming up, and we got the draft prospects that we gonna talk about. Hey man, I'm on my coolie high tip tonight, baby. You already know how we get down. Like we say, you either get right or you get left. And I'm about to get right because I'm bringing in the magnificent Birdcage crew. We got Graybeard in the building, and we got Big K-Dub in the building, baby. What's happening, fellas?
K-Dub, good.
What it is, y'all? Hey man, good to see everybody in the building, man. Good to be in here. Man, let's get it.
That freaking intro though, man.
Hey man, y'all got y'all got me going to my Camp Low days, dog. Hey, man, this is it. What? Lucini falling from the sky. Let's get rich. What? Hey, if y'all don't know anything about Camp Low, folks, please tap into that Lucini. Old school classic joint. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I love Outkast. That's home. They always gonna be top. But hey, I also got them Camp Low boys. That's my up north group right there that I got love for. So shout out to those boys up there in the New York area. Bronx.
Please reintroduce yourself to that uptown to that uptown Saturday night. I'm just saying.
Hey man, off one of the classic movies, Uptown Saturday Night or whatnot, that they made that from. And remember, everybody saw Fight Night on Peacock or whatnot. It was pretty much based off of that robbery that happened up in Atlanta during the Ali fight. So, but it is what it is, man. But speaking of robbery, let's go ahead and talk about this robbery that's getting ready to happen with these Falcons right now, boys. So,
yeah, they get it.
Yeah. Speaking of robbery, the NFL salary cap was increased. This right here helps out the Falcons majorly. I'm gonna let K-Dub start this one. A great bit. You tell me what you guys think. With the increase of the salary cap, and we just pretty much donated $100 million to Kirk Cousins. How do you think this is gonna help us out when it comes to the future, fellas?
Donate.
Well, I believe that it's gonna help us out a lot because we will have more money to function with as a franchise and an organization moving forward to fill some of these holes that we have. Which we have a lot of holes to fill, with us reorganizing and redoing this roster to go and get a Super Bowl next year. But I do believe that Cleveland is the person and the team and the organization that we're going to be eyeing. I thought about this earlier today that I believe it should be a straight up trade. I mean, Mr. All-World defensive end over there doesn't want to be there, so. I think it's a win-win. They need a quarterback extremely bad. I think it's a I mean, you can't trade a defensive end for a quarterback. I think it'll be an even straight-up trade. Nothing else. It'll just be the defensive end, Mr. Garrett for Mr. Teller talk too much. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. A lot of organizations may may feel a certain type of way about Kirk Cousins because he can't keep his mouth shut. So I mean, I'm hoping, but I just see out of the 32 teams that are out there, the 31 other teams, I just feel like Cleveland is a match made in heaven. They need a quarterback direly bad. They don't seem to draft well. They drafted Baker Mayfield and blew that out the water and didn't keep him in house, even though he took him to a playoff one of the years he was there. So I feel like they fumble quarterbacks in the draft. So I feel like they need to go after an established guy. If Mr. Kirk Cousins said he was so hurt that he would be a win-win for them. I mean, we have a win-win in MP9, and we're not moving backwards. So once you got benched, days of playing here and starting are over with, sir. I believe it's a win-win for his agent, which gave him that information to move forward and telling the fan base and telling the world that, oh yeah, I was hurt, even though everybody know you was hurt. It's like the timing of the incident. So, but I just feel like the organization will have a lot more money in the tank to move forward and do the things that we need to do and have more room to operate for Terry and company to operate with, to basically to rebound from the year that we had. Even though we gained 1 year, not 1 year, but one game in the win column this year, I feel like we missed about 2 or 3 games off that bone. So I feel like let's go, and I'm gonna stay behind the organization. I'm not gonna poo-poo anybody, which we've already done a million times over. I feel like we've turned the page. The Super Bowl is over. It's time to gear up and let's load this team up with bona fide starters, draft, and go out and accumulate talent and create also take that next step off.
So, and you were saying, in a great bit, I got you on this one. I'm gonna let you come in on this one, but you're saying, I get it. What you're saying, you poo-pooed on the organization and everything. Now, the thing that we have to really understand at this point, and we really got to look at right now, is how is the draft gonna hold up? A telltale sign is this. It's for me. It's not poo-pooing because I got a bone to pick with Terry for not showing up to the Senior Bowl, for not showing up to the Shrine Bowl practice. We had Atlanta Falcon representation at the HBCU Legacy Bowl practice in the Combine this week. But guess what? No Terry. Now, he might be working on some other things, but here's my issue. As a general manager, you got to be right there. You got to look at how you're going to distribute this money, how you're going to reset some of these books, how you're going to have to let some of these guys walk at this point. But you've got to start being out in the field. You can't just rely on people to do that because we're apparently seeing it's not a winning combination. Not for the mid rounds, because the Falcons, we're known for mid rounds, but we're going to get to that. But getting to you, Graybeard, how do you feel about this salary cap increase, and what do you think we could benefit from this, or how do you think this could keep us out of purgatory with signing this rookie class that's coming up?
I mean, you get it right there about being in purgatory. I mean, this really came as a blessing to us as a franchise and an organization because we needed that extra cushion at K-Dub. Man, we only had about $5 to $7 million before the increase in cap. Increase in cap. We really did needed that, and I believe if we look at it, it will give us an opportunity to see what we're going to target mostly, not only in the draft but in free agency. It'll give us a wiggle room. Who can we go after, and at the same time, who can we re-sign? Because you already know we got some people that coming up on contract. Drake London, prime example. We already took care of AJ Terrell. But now you got to look at Drake London. You got to look at Bijan. We still don't know what we're going to do with Kyle Pick, even though I think we're going to trade him. We still don't know. That's still an unknown at this time. So I just think Terry and that front office gotta get on the mission and try to keep what they can do. Because like you said, we still got players that eventually going to have to walk. Because of the severity we need with this team, because we already don't see the blueprint. Philly don't give us the blueprint. Championships are built within the trenches. What I mean, it is
As
what
we
it is.
say, the joys of being a former defensive player, and there's no knock on offensive guys, even though I don't like y'all anyway, because I'm a safety. I didn't even like my own guys on my team. Shout out to my boy Maurice Wells. He's tuning in tonight. I gotta clown my old running back from high school or whatnot. That's my boy. Ohio State graduate lawyer now. Definitely did something with that Ohio State degree after his football career. So shout out to my boy. But all I can say is at this point, we have to make some tough decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You got to rip a lot of band-aids off at this point. You're going to have to pour a lot of alcohol and disinfectant and peroxide in a lot of these cuts because guess what?
Need it.
We're in a position to being here. Hey Jay, we see you backstage. We got a fan segment that we're gonna do a little later. I just put the link in the chat a little early tonight, so we don't have to worry about throwing that in there. We'll just tell y'all guys to tap in. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing what you have to say tonight because you and I talked off the record already. So I got you, Jay. But getting back to everything that's going on with the Falcons, we have to look at leadership at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership is going to be very critical because who's going to be the guy that's running this locker room? Who's going to be the alpha dog? Because we already know Jesse Bates runs that defense pretty much. Yeah. Newcomer came in, took the mantle. Grady went down and got hurt, unfortunately. Guess what? Jesse is the guy that's running this defense now. It's his defense at this point because the linebacking core definitely is struggling with a few things. We don't have an alpha dog in the trenches right now, being honest. We would have had one, but we don't. So, hey, at this point, the secondary is running the defense, baby. We got to get a number 2 corner at this point to help out. And we have to get another safety because, again, Simmons is gone. Grant is likely gone after this hit. But here's another name that you think about that would be cheap to bring in. And he pretty much made the transition and became a hell of a safety. Isaiah Oliver. Remember, we hated him at corner. When he went to New York and became a safety, we all said it. He played out of position as a corner. Oh, yeah. When he went to safety, he became a problem.
He became a good player.
So again, you got a chance to bring back a safety for cheap at this point.
I'll just reiterating. I think we go get at least 2 or 3 guys off that New York Jets defense with having Holbrook in house now. I just don't know. I think we bring a linebacker. I think we bring Oliver, like you're saying, and maybe one other player. I just feel like we're gonna, do damage to that roster. We're gonna make some moves. I just don't know who they're gonna go get in free agency. But we're gonna make some serious moves. And make some things happen, man, and shake it up. I'm just willing to see what Onyemata and Grady at the same time. I would like, huh?
I said you went out. You actually cut out right before you said Grady and Onyemata.
Okay, I was wondering if we get rid of Grady and Onyemata at the same time, or we do that 1 year at a time, like get rid of one and then the other one next year. But I like you're saying, just clear the decks, man. Clear the decks, and
I would try to at least hold on to one, at least one.
I mean, that's the way I think. I think it should be staggered. Get rid of one this year, then next year get rid of one. But I'm also all for clear the decks.
Here's my thing: Grady need to go. You keep on Yamada because guess what? You paid him a bulk load of money. Guess what? You pretty much got to get your bang for your buck at this point. Exactly. And getting your bang for your buck is a guy that you paid all this money to that just came in here. Grady, we can let him walk off into the sun. But David, oh no, you got to come back here and prove it. You know what I'm saying? Your name is David or whatnot. Hey, you as the late great David Ruffin said, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Guess what, David? You got to perform like David Ruffin. You got to be center stage, big dog.
Not David.
It's what Ruffin, it is. Yeah. We gave you all this money. And you say, hey, hold on. You might say the Falcons ain't nothing without you, but hey, you got to show it, baby. You showed flashes of it in your first year here. Yeah. But maybe Calais Campbell had more of an impact on this team than a lot of people want to give credit for.
I think so. His
I've
leadership
been saying
alone.
it
His leadership alone made an impact on the team.
because he quietly came in and he took over that defense. Jesse Bates was his second in command. That was your alpha dog that you let walk, but you didn't want to pay him.
Yeah,
Make it
I
make
agree.
sense.
I just think their front office is going. Everybody gonna have their front office under a microscope, especially Terry. Could this, like we get last year was an important draft? This draft is just as important this year than it was last year, even though we drafted our quarterback of the future. Because now we got to see how you gonna do with the bleeping hole, with the hole that we have to fill. How you gonna manage that?
So here's the next thing that we're gonna talk about right now. We got franchise tags that are gonna be covered when this free agency begins.
Uh-huh.
It's only probably one guy that I want a franchise tag at this point.
What,
It's Drew
Draco?
Dalman.
Drew Dalman?
Reason being, you want your quarterback to have some familiarity at this point.
Yeah.
And Draco too. You got to keep Draco because he's proven his worth since he's been here. But my main thing is this, folks. It's boring when I'm bringing these takes in. It's okay. I know it's painful, but damn it, we got to get the trenches right. Draco can't eat if his quarterback is on his ass.
It's been proven it worked.
It's just what it is. You have to get your trenches right. Guess what? Dahlman has a relationship with Penix already. Now, I think we need to draft another center. I'm going to be honest with you on that and make it a competition. Dahlman is the veteran, but you need to crank up the heat on him and whatnot. He should not have a guaranteed job because he's underperforming some situations. He's gotten better, but don't look at 1 or 2 years. We need you to look at the time since he's been in Atlanta up until now. He's turned the corner, which is amazing. Let's see if he continues to keep that going. But I'm saying bring in competition and bring in depth because if he gets hurt, you need to have somebody already on deck right now putting into play right now. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about franchising Dahlman and then bringing in another center? And just in case, because we've seen injuries with this offensive line before.
It makes sense. I mean, you can never have too much depth, especially when you're talking about in the trenches, which was one of our Achilles heel on this team with offensive line and offensive line production. So I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as a good thing. You save money, and then on top of that, you might be able to draft somebody that either competent or can take his spot if need be. So I look at that as a win-win for us. I just think when we do franchise tag players that make sense. Dahlman make sense. Drake make sense because we already know we're gonna pay him. We just want to make sure we have the money and therefore we ain't killing ourselves because a big chunk of our salary cap is gonna get paid to freaking Kirk Cousins. Whether I don't know what's gonna happen throughout the rest of this off season, but right now he's gonna take up about $45 million. So we got to make sense about these franchise tags. So I agree with you. Dahlman, franchise tag make good sense.
Well, here's the thing, and I got to put this on K-Dub. Now, if you do decide to cut Kirk Cousins at this point, when it comes up before around the due date time, you save yourself $10 million.
Yeah.
On top of what you got to pay. You save yourself 10. So at this point, how quick are you ready to get this man up out of Atlanta?
Probably today.
I just feel like they just need to. I feel like they just like they need before you cut them. I mean, I know you're gonna say 10 million, but like I said, I was speaking about earlier. Call up Cleveland and get that deal done.
If they want them.
I know you're saying Cleveland, but I would say I would. But here's the thing: outside of Cleveland, I'd see if the Jets want him. That's another team that need a quarterback right now. But
Aaron,
I mean, you can. I would keep the ties with the Jets, but I don't think
Aaron Glenn gonna do
that.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
You might be right about that, K-Dub. I mean, he might say, "Nah, I'm trying to start fresh."
I just see that's the perfect match. I mean, they got a disgruntled defensive end. I understand that they wanted to keep him, but he doesn't say I don't want to be here no more. So That's what I feel like. That's how you can get out of there, man. That's how you can get him out of there. They need a quarterback bad, like really bad. I mean, this man can keep on. They talking about the Achilles. He done took his Achilles once or twice. Deshaun Watson, he can't get right.
So what are they gonna do about Deshaun Watson though?
They stuck with
they
stuck footing the bill right now.
Just like we stuck footing the bill on Kirk Cousins. They stuck fitting the bill over there. But so it's a win-win for both organizations.
Here's the question. Now we talk about him stuck being foot in the bill. K-Dub, that's $330 million that we saved ourselves because guess what? Remember, he was at Flowery Branch negotiating at one point, and everybody was amped about it. And I was like,
I was. I was.
I wasn't
gonna lie.
Everybody called me a hater. I said, nah. I said, just something ain't right. I said, he probably using us as a springboard if we're not going to pay that money. But guess what? I'm glad. I'd rather lose out on 180 million. Well, really 100 million guaranteed. I'd rather lose that opposed to 330 million and be in debt for the next X amount of however many years they're going to be tied up with this contract.
Probably the next 4 or 5 years.
Now, the New York Giants might make a call. That's another team that might make a call and bring him in.
Indeed.
They need a quarterback bad.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at teams that are not drafting high. I just feel like Cleveland is sitting at a point where you can get them. I mean, that deal can get done. And because they went into the draft so many years and can't seem to get right at taking a quarterback. I just feel like that's the organization that may take the banana in the tailpipe from us. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I could be totally wrong. And Kirk Cousins is sitting on our bench collecting a fat check. I don't know. We will see.
Here's the question. We're speaking on free agents, tags, and Kyle Pitts for Trey Hendrickson.
Kyle Pitts for who?
You said who?
Trey Hendrickson out of Cincinnati. We have a good rapport with Cincinnati. Think about it.
I don't.
Cleveland and Cincinnati are two teams. Y'all say y'all don't see him getting rid of him, but here's my thing, dog. I really see us looking at, hey, we need an edge rusher. We got tight ends we can draft. They can actually do more. Block, catch, and pass. You can trade him. Give Joe Burrow another weapon. Guess what? We take one of their best defenders on that defense, add him here, and it won't hurt us financially. If you don't get Myles Garrett.
But the key thing is Cincinnati don't like to pay people. So I don't believe they're gonna bring in a Pitts who they're gonna have to pay.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be a kind.
Oh no, they will. Because guess what? I guarantee you, and
they
I
ain't want to pay Jesse Bates.
Well, here's the thing. Well, hey, they didn't want to pay Jesse Bates, but here's the thing. That's because they're gonna
or Joe Mixon.
Well, you got a T. Higgins on that offense that actually complements Jamar Chase. I guarantee you, mark my words when I tell you this, he's going to get paid. Send Pitts and Grady to Cincinnati. Just being honest. Send those two to Cincinnati. We all talking about getting rid of Grady or whatnot, right? That's a good landing spot for him. They got a solid defense, and he would have a chance to compete because of what they have over there. Not a bad spot. But I'll say this, man. We got to figure out how to get Kirk out of here. Pitts will be easier to get up out of here than Kirk, and Grady will too. But Kirk, we got to figure out how to get him to waive that no trade clause. That's what's hurting us now.
Yeah, he's gonna waive that thing. He will be waiving that because he wants to start. He wants to start. Waive that trade clause, homeboy. That's what you got to do.
I guess he gonna wait. Hey, I guess he gonna wave it like the wives be waving at the ship when the ship be leaving and they take them rings off as soon as the husbands go out to sea. We know what it is.
Like what Jody had.
Yep, like, we ain't learned about that.
Hey, Joe. By time. Oh, that ship gone. Jody, where you at, baby?
On speed down.
Jody on speed down. Hey man, shout out to all my vets out here that know about Jody, and hey, for you that's on duty or whatnot, listen. If Jody is at your house, let it go. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's letting it go right now. I'm letting you know that right
Let it go. Hey man, we got to clown a little bit, man. Shout out to our military folks out there that's doing their thing right now. out here. And like I
Shout
said,
out
with
to
some
Mr.
changes that's
Personnel.
coming up, man, prayers out to y'all, man. Y'all stay strong. Y'all gonna get through it, and it is what it is, man. Now, back to the Falcons and whatnot. I'm sitting here thinking about Jody, boy. That's a horrible thought.
That's why I never got married in the military.
Exactly. I was single when I went in. Smart. Right? My uncle said, "Hey," my uncle told me, he said, "Hey, man, don't get mad. Don't get mad when your ex decide to act stupid before you go to the military. Tell her, thank you, baby. Thank you. I ain't got to worry about you now. I can just do me."
Oh, how I wonder.
That's what. Hey man, I ain't gonna say that, but
I ain't
that's
gonna
another
say that one
story.
either.
That's another story for another day. Shout out to that person that let me go free. I appreciate you. You definitely set your boy soul free long time ago. Thank you, baby. But anywho, the best fit for Atlanta free agents, man.
Yeah.
We have free agents that could possibly come here. Who would you want? Who would you want to come here in Atlanta? Because we already said Trey Hendrickson, you said Myles Garrett. There's a guy by the name of Khalil Mack that's out there at this point. Veteran leadership, alpha dog. How do you feel?
Joe Boca.
I feel like that's the guy that we're gonna end up getting. I mean, we want the Garretts and the Trey Hendrickson, but I just feel like we land on the Khalil Mack. That just I don't know why I felt that way for the last few weeks, but I feel like that's what we're gonna end up getting in the end.
What if I told you that might not be the one that you get? I got an even better surprise for you. The most Falcon thing of all time, I'm gonna give you. Y'all
Mad
might laugh
Mac.
at this.
Mad Mac.
Chase Young, under 30 years old. At the end,
It
look,
would not
cheap.
surprise me
No,
one bit.
hear me out. Hear me out on this. Think about it. This is the Falcons we talking about. We have no money right now.
True.
This man is literally searching for a job. I'm not saying I want it. I really don't. But I'm just putting this out here. Terry still got ties to that organization, and he's brought players from over there over here. So you really don't think that he wouldn't explore that option? And the dude is cheap at this point.
He's probably doing it right now.
And he think about it. Chase is 26. He's actually 26. He just turned 26. But think about it. You bring him here. You let a Jeff Ulbrich get his hands on him. He's been bounced around the league. He's been a bit of a drama queen. We know this. Steve Wilkes is the only coach that I've seen challenge him outside, challenge him and get him to play to his full ability, because remember when he was in the Super Bowl, he was damn near unstoppable. Think about it.
Yeah.
Young guy goes home. He went home to Washington. He's a DC guy. Left Ohio State, went home to DC. Sometimes it's not good to go away and come straight back. They tell us that in the service. If you get in the service, you stay away from home as long as you can.
Yeah.
Because you might fall back into bad habits.
True.
And you might not have as much of a work ethic if you're home because you're comfortable. When you're away from home, when you're faced with adversity, it pushes you to a certain extent to rise to the occasion. K-Dub, would you be opposed to him coming here?
Oh, we should. No, I mean, we need all the pass rushers we can get. If he's 25, I think like his best years may be ahead of him. We may not have seen the best out of him yet. He may not even hit his prime. You don't hit your prime to about 27, 28. So I think it'll be a win-win for the Falcons. But I just feel like we get Khalil Mack. I don't know. But we will see. I think we need help. I think we may need both of the guys, but we'll see who we get in the end. I like him. I like his age and the upside more than what he's done so far in the league. I just feel like you will get the best of him moving forward. It's kind of like when around the same age. I think he may have been a little bit older when we got his name escapes me right now. Who's our great pass rusher not too long ago? Abraham. I'm sorry. John Abraham. He's kind of remind me when we got Abraham, but I think Abraham was maybe 26, 27 when we got him, but it's right in that same age where he can get lighted up. So I like it, but we'll see what the organization does.
I mean, I agree. I agree. I would not be opposed of bringing Chase Young in because I still think he had untapped potential. And I think under the right leadership and with the right locker room, you might be able to untap that potential. So I do agree with you, man. I think Jeff Ulbrich might be able to get something out of him, especially if you pair him with somebody else as well that can motivate him and drive him. I think you might be able to get that. It might be the safe bet and the right bet, especially dealing with our cap pick. Even though we got an increase in cap, we don't have all the money, and we can't just allocate it to one position where we gotta address multiple positions on the team. So yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. No, I mean, and here's my thing. I always try to ask and I always want to make sure that I know, just little things you pay attention to and little things that you watch, because at this point, we have to be very open to players that can also be beneficial and also cost available as well. Because right now, Terry getting ready to go back to food stamps for a little bit.
Yeah.
We wasted money. We thought we had filet mignon, and guess what? We had a Waffle House $2 steak. That's pretty much what we had.
Go ahead and get that cheese plate put. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm
Good
just
eating.
saying, you had that hard ass $2 steak or whatever that you bit into, and you damn near chipped the tooth. You had Judon on one side, and then you got Kirk Cousins on the other side, and then the third person. This is how you know you had a bowl of grits that's been hard for 5 days. Justin Simmons.
Good God
That's
Almighty.
pretty much one of the worst meals that you could damn near eat. I'm sorry,
Good grit for 5 days.
man.
I
Bro,
mean, we only paid him like 6-7 million. I don't feel like that was bad, but
we
we ain't
gave
really
him
get a lot
8,
of
but for
production out
1
of it.
year. We gave him 8 for
Yeah,
1
1 year.
year.
I
And
take that.
and I think that was too much.
That still wasn't what Kirk Cousins got. So I can eat 8 million versus 100 million any damn day.
Well, here's the other thing. If we don't bring Judon back, we actually get a 3rd round pick back. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Nah, I didn't know that. I didn't.
So it might be chess move where Terry's bringing in another pick and he might trade back and get more picks. But we got to see how that works, though.
Like I said, but Terry gonna be in the draft of his life. I'm telling you that right now.
Hey, what you say? Kind of like how was it, Charlie Brown, Race for Your Life?
Yeah, he gonna be in the. They're gonna be the off.
I mean, if he don't, I mean, they're gonna get fired. I mean, we're joking about it, but I'm dead serious. This man has to get a bona fide start in each round. You got to really do your homework, check it twice, and check it 3 times, or let somebody else look at it too. Because guess what? It's your ass, Mr. Postman, if you don't get it right.
Oh man, hey, hold up. How you say it? You ain't got to worry about catching the dog. You got to worry about a dog catching your ass.
Catching yours. Shut up, Pops.
Now close
Rest
the door.
in peace, John Witherspoon, aka Pops. Got to coordinate.
R.I.P. man.
That movie will never get old.
Hey,
Ever.
you see, I'm coordinating. Got the gray, got the black, got the gray. Just coordinate.
Boomerang.
I'm on one
Love
today,
it.
y'all. Y'all got to forgive me, dog.
Boomerang.
I'm
Love
on
it.
one. I'm being foolish with it today. See, StreamYard don't even want to put up with my mess.
Like,
you see how they just froze me?
Yeah.
That's okay. We still gonna get this thing right. So
hater
I
hate.
also like us retooling that linebacker core, man, in this free agency.
Definitely.
I like going after
do
Nick
that.
Bolton. I love me some Nick Bolton coming out them Chiefs, Super Bowl champ. I didn't know they didn't win this year, but he got rings over there, and I feel like he'll be a nice addition to that linebacker core and lead them guys in the right direction.
Because we still don't know what Trike is going to be after that injury. So we're going to slowly walk him in the pocket. So yeah, I would welcome that. Definitely would welcome that, K-Dub.
But here's the other thing I was gonna put out here before we switch to our last topic, and then we bring the fans in. Last topic that we're gonna talk about today: draft prospects. K-Dub, I'm gonna let you have the floor for the first one.
Okay.
Yeah,
player.
I'm gonna let you have the floor for the first one. Yeah.
All right, so we got Mr. Dorian Strong. And Mr. Dorian Strong is very good at his ball skills and everything in the NFL. He has proficiency in press man coverage and zone awareness, providing valuable scheme versatility. These traits are great with him being having fluid hips and being able to move great and well with the receivers out front and doing things of that nature. He should be able to be able to compete early. He should be able to compete early with the Falcons and be able to help us out. Um, but looking at his weaknesses, when we're looking at the tape, I mean, he's very undersized, which I don't like. I like guys that are 6'1" or above. And this in the NFL now, maybe when I came out, he'd be excellent during the time I came out. 5'10", 5'11" corners were big time now, but with these receivers
Oh,
being
he
so
is
big.
6'1". He's just underweight. He just ain't got no
Oh, okay,
meat on his
okay,
bones. He's 6'1".
okay,
He just
okay.
don't
He's
look it,
six
but he's
one.
6'1".
Yeah, but well, I mean,
Everything you
okay,
said
well,
has been
he in the white.
accurate, bro.
Okay, well, Bill being 6'1", that not mistaken. I do like the size on him. I feel like he can get the weight on him. I feel like you go into an NFL camp, an NFL weight program, and meal program, they'll put you on a strict diet of eating a lot of protein and heavy things to get that weight up. So I feel like if he adds on another 10 to 15 pounds, he'll be solid for us. Uh, but basically, but me looking at the overall player, I feel like he needs to. I haven't seen him play against the top tier receivers in the league. I mean, I know he went up against Miami. They had a great year, but I just don't feel like the ACC has the quality of the big time receivers to see him go up against some of these top quality receivers out there that are in the he's going to see in the NFL. But I really like the player. I really like the way he attacks the ball. How he's a ball hawk. I see a lot of interceptions that he created on film. But I really like the player. But if I do take him, I would take him third to fourth round. I wouldn't take him higher than that. That's just my assessment of the player. But I really like him for the Falcons. Uh, us doing damage in those middle to late rounds, and I feel like he'll be there for the taking. Uh, but I like the film on the guy. But other weaknesses he does have is tackling ability and open space is mediocre. Often resorts to ankle biting technique that may not translate well to the NFL level. But other than that, I think our secondary staff, uh, the guys that we have, Jerry Gray and et cetera, can get this guy moving in the right direction. But I'll continue to dig deep through the other cornerbacks that are coming out because there's a lot of cornerbacks that are coming out, and we'll see who end up being back there starting for the Atlanta Falcons in 25, 26. So, like I said, there's just one prospect. We'll move on to the next one. Other than that, that's all I have for the guy.
So here's the thing I got for you with him. The thing is, like right now, we're actually looking at mid-round guys right now because everybody has already stated who they want at 15. We're looking at the fact that you got to have guys that's after that 15, and then, or if you trade back and garner picks, you have to be able to fill the roster. So we already know we've talked defensive line, we've talked linebackers. We're talking about other pieces that we can fill here and there. So these are some of these players that most people don't know about if you're not a football head. These are guys that the Falcons would look at. Again, that's a guy that honestly I would trust him in the secondary on the side of AJ because he's definitely solid when it comes to pass coverage. Because what's been our Achilles heel? Covering deep, right?
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
definitely is able to cover deep, and he has 4.4 speed. That's something else that they don't talk about. The guy can run. So I think that he would be a good pick in the mid rounds or whatnot. Another guy that I'm gonna look at, and I've already talked about it. If I can't get my boy Carson Vincent out of Alabama A&M, there's a kid by the name of Jonah Savanea. He is from American Samoa. He's like Big John say, you put your belly in a wheelbarrow, you just roll it up and just drop it right in the front. That's pretty much what he is. 6'4", 339 pounds.
Gee,
He
Christ.
plays offensive tackle and he also plays guard. He's had some snaps at center or whatnot, but he definitely is a mauler. And not just a mauler, he's a guy that would protect Michael Penix's blind side. I'm looking at the fact that I need a replacement quick for McGarry. I'm not worried about the old man Matthews over there. That's old faithful right there. He don't break down. He's like that old Chevy truck. Might get a little rust, might get a little body damage, but he's one of those guys that's consistent. Right now, what we need now is a gentleman of this magnitude of Mr. Savanea, 6'4", 339 pounds, and he's swift of foot and also strong in the pass game. Not going to show you his whole footage, just going to show you a couple of clips of this gentleman here. Fair use. Pass protection. As you can see, good base, gets up under the shoulder pads. Here you go. Again, Maul.
Right.
This is him inside as a guard. Definitely picks up the threat, and as you can see, he's solid in pass protection. Now here's him in run blocking.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
That's what I want.
And he gets out.
That's what we're gonna need.
That man just dropped that. But look at that. Look at that.
As you can see, he sealed the lane.
Boy, he
passing
routes. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the one play that you guys would probably really like. Right here. As you can see, he's going to take everything out. Right here. Boom.
Wow. Love it.
Do you guys remember that?
He'll be doing with the Falcons. He'll be doing stuff like that with us.
Just remember this. When we played Philadelphia a while ago, remember Matt Ryan's infamous 4th and 1 that he threw to Julio? That was it right there.
Yeah.
And he played it to perfection. So when you look at it, he's a guy that I would bring in. This is a guy that no one's talking about when you look at the fact that he's a multi-role player. He's a guy that's 330. He runs a 40 in 5 seconds, by the way.
That's crazy for his time.
So here's the thing. Outside of him not having any ankles, is what we would say, massive thickness. He has devastating technique when you talk about being able to block. He would actually give Bijan holes, and he actually can get out there quick enough to where Bijan doesn't have to make the first man miss. He would actually open that up. Now, if Tyler Algier is still here, that's a guy. Think about it. That's if you are able to get off that block with him, if you're able to, then you got to have a full head of steam. You want to have Tyler Algier with a full head of steam coming forward. That's not a good day for somebody. So again,
that's somebody
I think. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off. I was just saying when you said his name, I said that's somebody I would put the franchise tag on the time. Algier, you ain't going nowhere, homeboy.
Now,
I'm just
here's
sorry.
the thing. Nah, you good. Now, y'all know I got to talk a little bit about my HBCU boys.
Go ahead and do your thing.
Well, I got to talk about him. There's a gentleman by the name of Fred Stokes Jr. Fred Stokes Jr. is one of the nastiest. He moved to Grambling, but he started off at Central Michigan. They don't have much footage on him at Prairie. I'm sorry, not Grambling, Prairie View A&M. Excuse me. I apologize about that for my Prairie View alum out there. I apologize for mixing you up with a rival. So he ended up transferring to Prairie View A&M. He's 6'6", 265 pounds, coming off the edge.
Lord.
So this is some of his footage that he had when he was at Fair Use. This is some of his footage when he was at Central Michigan before he left. So he's coming off the edge, as you can see. He disrupts the pass. This is his freshman year, and also he played his sophomore year, and then he ended up going to Prairie View A&M. He was at HBCU Legacy Bowl.
No, he's right there.
He's coming in. As you can see, he's very quick, good hands, very violent at the point of attack. So, not going to show the whole thing. You guys get the gist of what he is. He's not just a speed rusher. He also has some power to go along with that. And when you look at what he brings to the table, all I can say is at this point, he's a guy that I would trust to clean some things up when you look at it. And he's just one of those guys that has a motor that continues to compete. I would say if I got to look at him, he reminds me of Robert Mathis, the Decatur legend. Yeah. Robert Mathis, good motor, doesn't have to make much noise, and definitely is known on the field. Now, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open this thing up to our fans that are here today and folks that are Falcon fans as well. Or even if you're just a fan of the show and you got a separate team, because we know we got some Aints fans in here, because I had one of them tell me he was going to pop in. Come on through. We got you covered, baby, because we got some trash to talk. But we ended up putting, like I said, I just put the link back in the chat. You guys go ahead and tap in with us or whatever. You can talk about whatever you want, whether it's drafting, whether it's bringing folks in, however you want to bring this thing up. We definitely are looking for some fan involvement because we want to hear how you feel about what's getting ready to take place within the next week or so with the free agency and with the money. So we got Big Jaden in the building. What's going on, Jake?
Man, I can't call. I'm sitting back and listening to y'all.
Boom, what it is, homie?
And we got Boom into the building. Coach Boom, what's up, man?
What's going on, fellas?
Jay.
So Jay, what you got for us? And then Boom.
First thing is, I want Kirk Cousins gone. That's all. I don't want to see him nowhere. I want him to.
Shout out to the Dixon Way raid right now. They shooting us up right now. Appreciate it. Y'all hit that like button in here when y'all coming in here raiding. I love y'all over there. Tell Larry I said what's up.
Yeah, okay.
Magic Man.
Here we go.
Ron. All right. So I got you on there. You want Kirk Cousins gone, but how do you feel? And I'm gonna get the Boom and then Ron. How do you feel the way that everything is going right now and how things are lining up right now with this offseason and this financial situation now that the NFL has increased the financial flow?
Gonna be some surprise cuts. That's all I gotta say. I think Dave Onyemata might be gone. Man, that's tough. I know we already know Ricky Grant gone. We ain't got to discuss that.
Dude, that was coming.
It'd be funny. Ricky Grant. Yeah, man. Holding on.
That's what you call barbecue chicken, bro. That's all I say.
This boy darn fool.
Barbecue
Man.
chicken.
Appreciate you, family. So Boom. So we've showed some players tonight from Dorian Strong to Mr. Jonah Savina. Now we don't really have much. Like I said, I showed a little small clip of Fred Stokes Jr. or whatnot, and he ended up transferring into Prairie View A&M. And like I said, that's one of my sleepers in the HBCU as a pass rusher, 6'6", 265, and I think he can gain 10 pounds. And I want to hear you talk about this because you're heavy in HBCUs like myself, and then we'll talk about the other guys. What do you think Fred could bring to the Falcons from the little bit of stuff that you saw that I produced for you with the footage?
Now, I didn't get to see the video because I kind of checked in late, but I will say this. Just seeing the guys that are prepared for the HBCU combine, man, there are several guys coming out of these HBCUs that will have less pressure on them, man. You know, there's a couple good edge rushers out there. But I think that based on what I saw, like I said, I didn't see the videos you put out, but based on what I saw from the HBCU combine and a few of the big names like Walker, Asante, a couple edge rushers, Tennessee State and Lane College. You know, I was an SIAC guy, played for Albany State, so I played against Lane. And, you know, when you look at HBCU football and what these guys can potentially bring with, like I said, less pressure, the spotlight's not all the way on these guys. I think a lot of those guys are hungry, and they can be sleeper guys going to this draft, you know, primarily for the Falcons or wherever they land in this draft. But I'm going to say this, man, to answer the question you did, I ain't trying to go outside. To answer the question you just said about the salary cap, I'm happy that this happened. I think it's going to be beneficial to Atlanta because now you open the door for potentially being able to go get a Myles Garrett. or there's also been rumors about a George Pickens. So I do believe with that happening and with the Falcons maybe releasing a couple guys, I do believe that that's going to be beneficial to these guys really filling in these holes, man, because let's be honest, man, the Falcons aren't that far away, man. You talking about another solidified number 2 corner. I mean, going out and getting another dominant receiver. I'm not sure how true it is with the situation with the rumors surrounding George Pickens. I mean, but could you imagine bringing a George Pickens to Atlanta with a Michael Penix Jr. and a Drake London and a Bijan Robinson, and you going out and getting a Myles Garrett on defense? I don't believe that will happen, but I do believe that the Atlanta Falcons want to prove to their fans, okay, we're about the Atlanta Falcons fans. We're about winning. I think you put all your chips in the basket and you go get a Myles Garrett. So that's just my opinion on that.
Hey, boom. Before we let Ron get started. So, ladies and gentlemen, I finally got it to work. Fair use. I was able to get Fred Stokes Jr.'s current footage that he has at Prairie View. As you can see, he's wrecking shop in the backfield.
Dang.
And you know what, man? He remind me a lot of James Pierce Jr., man, from Tennessee.
I got to say Robert Mathis, big dog. He remind me of Robert Mathis, bro.
And we know who Robert Mathis was.
Yes, sir.
He was a monster.
Dog.
I'm not going to have it playing for long, but as you can see, he definitely is very slick, very smart, very crafty.
Man.
And as you can see, he just bull rushed. That's a 330-pound lineman that he bull rushed just now. So that's some of the strength that you see. And now this is against Mississippi Valley State. And I'm going to stop the clip after this because I don't want us to get blacked out. So as you can see, quick first step, gets to the passer, and that's just a little bit of his footage, boom. You definitely can look him up. Fred Stokes Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's talking about Mike Green, but here's my thing. If we don't have any money to go get anybody, that right there, you can bring him in as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I haven't been wrong about my HBCU boys because all of them playing in the league right now. Xavier Smith, Kadero Hodge, I hadn't been wrong about them.
Yep.
He a Pro Bowler.
So, Ron, what it do, man? What's going on?
Trying to stay warm, man. It's cold up here.
You ain't lying. Ron, you ain't lying, fam.
It's like
you ain't lying.
15 degrees up here.
What you got for us, Ron?
It should not matter. Huh?
Where you at, Ron?
North Georgia.
Hello?
Oh yeah, it snows
Yeah,
down
North
there.
Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It should not even matter what school they went to, because a lot of people said, "Oh, these small schools you're not going against good competition." But if you the guy, if you that good, it should not even matter what school you went to. If you that dude, you that guy or that pit bull or whatever, it should not even matter. Like
it shouldn't matter, Ron. It shouldn't matter. But here's the problem: it's the way that the scouts in the league evaluate these kids now. It's not the fact that the kids can't play. It's the fact that how they get routed, how they pretty much get graded. Think about it. Why are we separating combines? HBCU got its whole separate combine than everybody else.
I don't understand that.
My thing is this: bring the top players from there, just like you do everywhere else. Put them there. Let them compete. Carson Vincent made a name for himself at the Senior Bowl. I've been telling folks about it, and he got invited to the regular combine.
I agree.
They're making a big thing about Green, Mike Green. I mean, they said, "Oh, Mike Green got 17 sacks, but he ain't go against nobody." The tape speak for itself.
Well, here's the thing. He went up against that same dude I was just talking about, Carson Vincent, and Carson Vincent wore his ass out.
So
it's footage online for that if you want to see it.
So is it the pass rusher or the offensive lineman?
As we said, good
Could
players
be both.
come from everywhere. And
I agree. I'm gonna say this.
Hey, go ahead.
I ain't mean to cut in, but I'm gonna say I know for a fact, man. what you said, Ryan, about why they don't invite these guys with the big schools. Man, look, Grover Stewart, defensive tackle for the Indianapolis Colts, was my teammate at Albany State. When this guy went to his pro day, and there were several D1 schools there, big time schools, he lined up with some Power 5 guys, and he whooped their tails. I don't want to curse because I know Ryan don't tolerate that.
No, look, you can say ass, you can say damn, you can say hell. It's just other cuss words you can't say. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I say this: Grover Stewart kicked their asses, man. You can go get any player in the country from Georgia, Alabama, to Tennessee, to LSU. Grover Stewart is by far one of the strongest men in America from a Division II HBCU college. Shout out Golden Rams, my alma mater. But this man was literally, he's the best, the strongest, probably the best interior defensive tackle I've ever seen. And I saw this guy for 4 years.
Wow. But here's the thing. Now, you got to watch that up close and personal. I just put another guy out there that was from Arizona that could protect Penix's blind side, but could also play every position on the line. Gentleman by the name of Jonas Savina. We already talked about him. 6'4", 300, and he's a little bit over 330 pounds. He's around 335, 339. And he runs a 5. Think about it. He runs a 5'2" in his 40. Think about that. 5'2" in his 40 at 330, 339, 340. He's a tic tac away from 340.
Tic tac.
Think about it. Look, he's a tic tac away from 340. He's 339.
A grain of rice.
I'm gonna say it like how the big boys in the trenches say it. We ain't no fat 300 and something pounds. We a sexy 300 and something pounds. You talk to any old lineman that's a 6'4", 300 pounder, they gonna tell you they sexy. And I look and I'm like, I don't see nothing sexy about 330. But what I will say would be sexy is he's protecting the blind side of my quarterback after what we saw on that footage.
Yeah. My whole thing is
I'm getting another ACL surgery, man.
The HBU schools, they deserve to get in the NFL. These players, they deserve to come to the NFL. But I hate that ESPN don't talk about them. First Take don't talk about them. Nope. All the news outlet don't talk about these small schools.
That's because of money. That's all that is. That's because here's the thing. It's all about money, and I love HBCUs all until the day I die. I support them. Like I said, I'm a diehard dog fan. But if I got to give up something, I'm giving them up before I give up my HBCUs. And people feel how you feel or whatever, but it's a personal thing for me because at the end of the day, that was the only place that we could go before my Georgia Bulldogs was bringing in players and all these other schools was doing it. We can only go here or Ivy League schools. Yeah. So again, I'm always gonna stick with them HBCUs, baby. Produce plenty of talent, great coaches in that. Think about it. Coach Prime took 5 coaches from there. 2 of them were head coaches. Yeah. Think about that and put him on his staff. And speaking of that, shout out to Clinton Portis, new running back coach at Delaware State. Congrats, Big Portis. Everything up there. Him and Deshaun Jackson gonna have something going. Just like my
he built
with my cousin there. Yeah.
So I'm happy that a lot of these guys are really still trying to kick in the door. And whether y'all realize it or not, we can, you know what? The hell with it. We're going to go for about another 15, 20 if y'all can spare it. Yeah. Because it's just some stuff that we just got to talk about. When you look at it, when you're seeing 5 and 4 stars transferring out of their schools, because think about it. When you go to a big time school, and you know this, Boom, and it's anywhere you go, it's always a pecking order when you get there. Always a pecking order. And especially at the big time schools, you got guys that can start anywhere in the country, but they gotta wait. And some never touch the field.
Yeah.
And now that you're getting pro players to go to smaller HBCUs and smaller schools, you're seeing a lot of these 4 and 5 stars say, all right, deuces. They're gonna transfer. Prime example. There's a kid by the name of Damari Tate, 6'1", 195 pounds, was a 5-star recruit out of Orlando, went to Florida State, didn't get as much PT, transferred to FAMU, became a top corner right across from Mr. Kendall Bowler, who I want here in Atlanta. But if we don't get Kendall, give me Damari Tate, because physical at the point of attack. The only issue he has, he gets caught peeking in the backfield. Other than that, one of the best to do it. So how do y'all feel about the way that things are going to go with this team, and how do you feel that this scouting department has to attack free agency, the draft, but especially the undrafted free agency portion?
I think the uncertainty. Oh, God.
Oh,
Hey, Will, you're going to have to drop. Hey, Will, you're going to have to drop.
Will, don't
in
start
and
that
drop
mess
out.
tonight.
Will coming in here. Will. Hey, Will, you're going to have to come in and come out, because you got all that static, bro. Come back in. You got all that static. That hurt everybody's ears.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I know. I was just going to say real quick, with this scouting department is probably one of the biggest concerns I got, because
Me too.
we getting the deer in the headlight on Chicken Company. We should narrow in on probably one or two schools. We don't look in our backyard. We definitely don't look at HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that scouting department is kind of more of my. I don't know. We just got to see what Terry and the rest of the crew does, but that's clearly unknown to me right now.
Is it safe to unmute your mic? Will? Because like I said, we ain't trying to catch that static again.
You good? You can mute it. I might mute it back again. I'm listening to y'all boys. I ain't gonna be that long. I'm picking up my brother, but I'm listening to what y'all saying.
So what's up? What you got for us tonight?
Nothing, man. Just speaking wisely, man. We got the nail this drive. It's a make or break season, like you say before. Terry Farkle job is on the line. Raheem Morris job is on the line. It's like I said, man, we got to get to the postseason. If not, then change is coming. Get rid of the clean house, the whole staff, if they can't get it together.
I could agree with
Well,
that.
you want to clean house after every loss, but I agree with you. That's my guy. Hey, Will is one of the most passionate Falcon fans I know, and I respect it. But Will be wanting to find. Listen, I couldn't work for you, because if I make one mistake, hey man, fuck me, you get your ass up out of here. Get me fixed up. Will be ready to fire the whole team after one loss.
Nah, I ain't saying the whole team.
I'm just messing with you, Will. Will froze. He in a bad area. That's our boy Will, man. We always cut up
in a bad spot.
Hey, Will froze like Kirk Cousins. Hey, Will, you got to be freezing like Kirk Cousins when they were 6-3, man. Don't start turning the ball over, man.
Hey, but seriously though, Will, I agree with you 100%, bro. We all on this panel agree with you at this point. I just think we just needed to let the season play out, as we said. Let's see what they're gonna do. And my thing is this: okay, you blew it the first year. You got one more time, because everybody else didn't mind firing folks after their first strikeout. Like, let's be honest, Raheem would have been fired in New England. Raheem would have been fired in Las Vegas with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Think about it. Raheem would have been fired in New York with the Giants if he did this. Any other team would have done it, but Arthur Blank doesn't like firing people.
Jack too.
But
he wants everybody to be a Falcon for life.
But
so you
want everybody to be a Falcon for life.
And I ain't mean to cut y'all off. Arthur Blank got to look at it as a business. If you're not producing on the field, then why keeping you here? It's all about winning, and then your record shows everything. Because Raheem Morris didn't ever had a season since he was with Tampa, and since he was with LA Rams, and that's like Ryan said, that's where he felt deep. He came in with already a complete defense, was ready to compete, so he didn't really have to do too much.
Well, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, I'm gonna kind of take the pressure off Arthur Blank, because I think the situation for Arthur Blank as an owner. Okay, I'm relying on my coaches to draft guys, right? And the last thing he probably wants as an owner, okay, should I let this guy go or should I let this guy go? Because in the Falcons case, those guys want to win. You see what I'm saying? And I think for Arthur, it's more of a situation where I don't want to let the wrong guy go and go back to square one. I think ultimately Arthur Blank wants to win, and I think he does care about the fans. I just think the situation with Arthur Blank is more of a thing where I want to stay out of the football operation so that I don't want to feel like as an owner I'm hurting my team. I think it's easier for Arthur Blank to just move on instead of just intervening so much. Because look at what Jerry Jones done to the Cowboys.
Oh,
they ain't
God.
won a championship in 40 years. So
30.
I'm not gonna put it on Arthur because I mean think about it. You look at the guys that Arthur has hired.
30 years. I'm born 95.
Yeah, but think about it. You look at the guys Arthur has hired as head coaches. Dan Quinn was probably one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. That wasn't a bad move at the time. Arthur Smith had the one-hit wonder in Tennessee. I mean, he did have a Derrick Henry. You were giving him the ball 40 times a game, which made you look good. Whenever you got that guy, you're going to look good. So I don't think that Arthur Blank is not choosing wisely in terms of head coaches. I just think Falcon stands for fans always leave, count on next season. So that's the big picture when we're dealing with. And to piggyback on something Ryan said, this is my last.
I need to ask you something before you put this out there because you just you done triggered my stuff. I was calm today. Damn it, you done got me to pull out my damn meds from the VA. I got nightmare pills right here. I got freaking headache medicine right here. I got my mood meds right here. And then I got my doggone depression pills right here. Dealing with the Falcons, I got to take all 4 of them damn things.
Yeah.
But
I'm telling you, shout out to the VA, baby.
I just showed with the gray hair on my face.
Yeah.
But
hey, the Falcons got me growing some too, man.
Me too. I just checked mine yesterday.
Boy.
Yeah, but on what Ryan, last thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna keep cutting in.
You good, man? Go ahead.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about what's happening, I'm gonna tell you how the transfer portal helped HBCUs. If you look at it in a way, the transfer portal destroyed it for high school players a little bit, but the reason it helped HBCUs because it's kind of creating the HBCUs to be new JUCO. Think about it. Yeah. A guy can go play for LA. A guy can be at LSU. Okay, to hell with LSU. They know who I am. I know who I was recruited by. Like you said, I can go anywhere in the country, and they can find me now. Right, because you got social media, you got all these things. But I think it helped. I think what's happened is, and this go back to Coach Prime too. What Coach Prime did at Jackson State opened the door. Right. What he did was kind of change the culture a little bit. You see what I'm saying? To the point where now we're saying, well, we're the elite athletes, we're the better athletes. So I know who I am. They know who I am. All I gotta do is go to an HBCU and work hard. So I'm just grateful for the things that have happened to boost HBCU football because I'm going to tell y'all something. The grind is real, man.
Yeah.
Limited resources, but you got same way everybody got 90 players. We have a 58-man. It's 58 in D2. 58-man roster on game day. Everybody want to work hard, man, and everybody's serious about being great and just excited to be at the college level, man. So I think for the Falcons and any team in the NFL, this HBCU group, it's a lot of good players. It's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be steals for teams in this draft. And like I said, like Ryan said, we can't sleep on those guys, man.
Remember the kid. All I'm going to say is this here. Remember the kid at Virginia Union, 2,000-yard rusher, Jada Byers. Jada Byers has over 2,000 yards. Now, when you look at him, he don't look like much. Outside of his pads, I'm gonna be real with you. He got a dad bod. He got a bit of a tummy. He ain't ripped up like a Georgia running back where you see them boys looking all cut up on social media. Guess what? He looked like the dude that you see at the park playing sound like smoking a cigarette, beating you down on the basketball court and drinking his beer. That's what his body type looked like. But guess what? When you put him on that helmet and them shoulder pads, he could have played anywhere in this country because think about it. Emmitt Smith was an undersized running back, and I'm not an Emmitt fan like that. Can't stand it. But I got to compare him to Jada Byers. I'm going to compare Jada Byers to what he was like in college. Great balance, can block, can catch, pass, and definitely has enough wiggle and enough speed to get away from you. So I'll say this. In the face, he looked like Marshall Faulk, but he built like Emmitt Smith. If you look at it, he's literally physically built like Emmitt Smith, but he kind of favored Marshall in the face. But he's one of the best running backs in the country. But nobody's taking any notice to him like that because he came from a smaller school. He dominated the CIAA championship this year. Dominated.
Do y'all trust Terry Fontenot to get this right?
You have no choice.
And I think that this year is going to be a lot easier for those guys. I mean, if you look at what they've done the past 2 years, I think this year is going to be a smooth transaction in terms of the offseason because now if you look at the roster, now we can actually say that we have an identity on both sides of the ball. We just got to fill in the gaps. That's what they're faced with. So I think this offseason may very well be the easiest offseason. And I know it's going to be tough because we still have to get the right guys. But I think that they've limited the situation down to now we know exactly what we need. Let's focus heavy on those areas to where we don't have to go all over. Like I said, right tackle, edge rush, you can always beef up your D-line. I would say a linebacker and cornerback. So we know most of our problems on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
I agree
with you on that.
Me
and
too.
If you're gonna get rid of Tyler Algier, guess what? You gotta look at other backs. You got to start looking. If you're going to get rid of Tyler, I'm just going to be honest with you. Chase McClellan is not a guy that impressed me. He didn't even impress me at Bama. And I know I'm going to have some Alabama fan. Oh, you just hating because he's from Alabama. No, he don't impress me. Bama's running backs aren't really that good right now. Let's just keep that a buck. And my thing is, all I can say is, at this point, when are you gonna start looking? Because when you got Steve Weiss talking about certain guys that could have played on any level, it's big. Because again, Steve Weiss is a guy who's on the ground. He looks at all teams.
Yeah.
Think about this, man. Irv Mulligan was the SWAC player of the year. Unfortunately, my Southern Jaguars were a victim to this dude on that SWAC championship. Jackson State can go to hell. Rest in peace to my idol Sweetness. But I'm still mad about them beating my boys the way they did. But it is what it is. They won that SWAC championship because they had a complete team. But if you look at Irv was a guy that was controlling the tempo. And you talk about a guy, good speed, good burst. I can't even compare him to anybody, but he's just a different kind of runner that would fit what we do. And I think he would actually offset Bijan because Bijan is your splash and dash guy. He would be your consistent. He'd be old man River. He gets stronger as the game goes on.
Right.
5'10", 5'11", 210 pounds. Solid speed, 4'5". So who's playing with their mic? Because we hear it tapping. Thank you. But what I'm saying,
Dallas was smart, they would get him.
I'm gonna be honest with you. With Dallas just got Nick Chubb. They just picked him up.
Really?
So yeah, Dallas picked up Nick Chubb.
When today?
That's breaking news.
That was this week. Nick Chubb signed with the Cowboys. Y'all didn't see that?
No.
That was quiet.
But what
thank you for letting me know. I didn't know.
Yeah, he signed a contract this week.
So what that, even though the new league year hasn't started yet?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Because we lost the draft pick over to Kirk Cousins tampering.
Actually, I take that back. I'm sorry. He hasn't signed officially, but he has met with him. I apologize.
No,
he was sitting in the office with a pen and a shirt. If you saw it,
yeah,
he was sitting in the office with a pen and a shirt.
They went right. I've been working that. They must have been working too hard.
No, Kagawa was also looking at. He was also getting looked at by the Steelers too.
The Steelers is looking at him, but Dallas is really Dallas is actually really about to give up some stuff to get him.
Well, about time to do something.
Dallas need him. I mean,
but here's the question.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But here's the question: how is his knee gonna hold up? Because that's twice he done messed up that knee. The same knee.
Yeah,
I think if they put another running back behind him and he don't do that much like he did in Cleveland, like Like, you know what I mean? That if you put another good running back behind him, I think he will do well.
Yeah, because when him and Hunt were in that backfield,
Right.
he didn't get hurt much.
Right.
Because he wasn't a focal point.
His body not built like that no more. You see what I'm saying? When you get older, your body start breaking down.
True.
No, his body is still built like that. The problem was it was a dirty hit by Minka Fitzpatrick when he hit him.
Say again.
That was a dirty shot that he took. Nick still built like a brick house.
But what I'm saying, when you get older,
you don't heal.
No, I get what you're saying. When you get older, I get it. But remember, Thomas Davis went through 3 knee injuries.
Oh yeah,
and he played for the Panthers.
Willis
McGahee in his time. Oh
Willis McGahee had like how many freaking ACL tears?
2
on both knees.
One in high school. No, same knee. It was one in high school, and the same one he hurt in high school was the one that he got hit in that national championship game, where his knee bent back like a pretzel.
Yeah, didn't he get hurt in the NFL?
I think he did, but I don't know how serious. I can't remember. I can't recall how serious that one was, but I know it was bad. But again, running backs tried to make this year a year to say, hey, man, y'all going to pay us our money. But at the end of the day, they still are not as highly valued, even with all the production that they've had.
You just got to be that special talent like a Saquon, like a Derrick Henry, and look like Bijan look like going to be in that pot as well.
Yeah.
What
do you guys think Falcons if they were to trade Algier, maybe bringing Raheem Mostert in as a backup running back?
I think that would be a waste. I think that would be a waste. I think it would be a waste, bro.
His body
Mulligan out of Jackson State if you're gonna give him a replacement.
Man, a couple guys was into with a couple guys at in the coaches meeting today, and I was kind of like, man, hey man, Mostert has been a decent back throughout his career, but man, them injuries beating him up. Yeah. I mean, I like Mostert, man. I like him, man. He want,
I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City pick him up.
You know what? If Kansas City picks up Tyler Algier, all I'm gonna say is this here. Go ahead and get that man. Go ahead and get that man ringside. You can book that because that's gonna happen. Because guess what? They gonna use him.
But once again, Kansas City needs to be focused on that offensive line.
I don't.
Yeah, they got it. They did get exposed.
They got like they stole something in the Super Bowl.
That wasn't an explosion. They got their skirts pulled down.
Right. So you tell me, you could get a good running back, but your offensive line not blocking for you. He won't be no good running back in the backfield.
Yeah, but Philly been building up that offense and defensive line for the past 3 years?
No,
but Philly's offensive line has always been good.
You need to build your offensive defensive line,
bro. Listen, Philly offensive line has been good since the year they won their first Super Bowl in 2017. That hasn't fallen off.
But I think any defensive line could have got Kansas City.
I ain't gonna say that, man.
Buffalo,
you can't say that because Buffalo didn't do it, and Buffalo had a hell of a front.
Let's be honest.
James Cook was cooking.
Let's be honest. Buffalo got cheated. Let's be honest. Let's keep it 100. They got cheated.
But here's my thing. As a former player, and boom, you know this from being a former player. Guess what? Even if you get bad calls, that should not control the outcome of that game. Let's be honest on that. You should have never let yourself get in that situation, especially when Buffalo was cooking with James Cook.
You're right, Ryan. But even you taught me this one. How can you beat the referee and Kansas City?
But I'm gonna say this: Josh Allen had an opportunity to go down and win that game.
Thank you. That's how you beat the refs and them, and you do it convincingly. Because let's be honest. Philly didn't even give Kansas City a chance early. They jumped on them and kept a foot on the gas.
I was waiting for Philly to do something. I'm like, wow, I never seen this before.
Just Kansas City receivers weren't even getting open. To be honest with you,
and it only happened twice that they got open.
They legit.
D-Hop was.
They legit. I've never seen anybody dominate Patrick Mahomes the way they did.
I
said it.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers did it, but it wasn't as bad as it was with the Eagles.
Because remember, he still had over 200 yards in that Super Bowl when they lost. He didn't even have that in this Super Bowl against them.
But when you take Kelsey out of the game
in the first half,
when you take Kelsey out of the game, that's what you get. They took Kelsey out of the game.
Hey Ryan, you said
Kelsey got half a time, man.
You should have drafted who?
I ain't gotta say it. I've been saying it for the longest, but Falcon fans don't want to hear it because they're enamored with spot play. I'm done arguing. I ain't got to argue with you. Proof is in the pudding.
Jalen
the
Carter.
man that I said you drafted was the anchor of that defense.
And everybody looked like I was stupid.
Everybody, listen. We know that argument is gonna happen. We know people are gonna deject.
Keep crying over spoiled milk.
It's not the fact that we cry. He brought that up. You didn't hear me bring that up. Only thing I said
no,
was,
not you. I didn't know. I know you didn't bring it up, but I'm just saying in general, man. You see these boys behind me. I love them, but guess what? They not here.
I ain't got to look. That's a point. That's the point we ain't got to argue. Because look, I'm gonna tell you this here. I hate the Boston Celtics, but I'm gonna take a page from Red Auerbach. I lit the victory cigar as soon as my prediction was right, and I said, you know what? I said Philly just won a Super Bowl, bringing that boy in. Because now that they had a year together, because remember they got to the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
they did. They lost to Tampa. They come back. We beat them at home, but then they go on a roll. Nobody can stop them. Washington was the only team that had a shot to stop them,
and they got a good job.
Just think about it. That defense started off the year sluggish, but then ended the year as the #1 defense in the NFL.
Cooper DeJean, ladies and gentlemen. Cooper freaking DeJean.
And y'all look, and it's not y'all, but it's people that looked at me crazy last year when I said Cooper DeJean should have been on this squad for him. We had a chance to draft him. What I called him, I said, "Hey,
I poo-pooed it, and I said
you did."
He was gonna be I poo-pooed. Hey, look, I'm a realist. I like, man, well, he gonna have to be another Jason Sehorn. He was.
He was like that all year. but here's the thing. Let's see if he keeps that consistency. Let's be real. Great rookie year. Now, offensive coordinators got film on you to see, okay, what are your deficiencies? What's this? How are they going to attack you now? Let's see if you keep that consistency going, because now they know about you. And Mitchell, they know about y'all too. Now they're going to see what plays worked in that Super Bowl and during the season of what you guys struggle with. They're going to look at everything. So now that they got a year's worth of film, that's enough film to see how to attack that secondary. Because let's be real, and I hated the Joker since he was at Florida. I'm still hating him now. CJ Gardner-Johnson is a clown at safety, an embarrassment.
I know
I say it.
Yeah.
Is he an embarrassment to the safety position? Let's be real. He was exposed when he left Philly, because let's be real. Anybody can play in that secondary back there in Philly with that front four that they got. And even before Jalen Carter became a starter, Fletcher Cox was holding it down.
Yeah. That will happen when you draft good.
And remember, Fletcher was teaching him. He was rotating. Fletcher still works with, I can attest to this. Fletcher still is around that facility right now, and he works with those kids. He work with them now.
With Graham.
With Brandon Graham.
Who just retired.
So let's think about this.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is, now that you're looking at this team all the way around, defense wins championships, offense takes you there. So, to my Falcon fans who love offense, Bijan is our savior. Pennington is our savior. Yeah, they're definitely going to be on the mantle because they have to put up points. But here's the thing, folks. Y'all can disagree all you want. Defense wins championships. They just showed you that. Philly just showed you that.
In the trenches.
Tampa Bay showed you that in 2020 when they shut down this team. Philly showed you that in 2017.
If you look at Spagnuolo,
Philly got an offense too, though. They couldn't win without having an offense.
But here's the thing: the defense spotted them 14 points.
Fact.
Well, I understand that, but they had to have an offense to complement the defense. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Of course. But here's the thing: And here's the thing: their defense won majority of their games with Saquon Barkley. Their defense put up points this year, and it pissed me off. Listen, it pissed me off to hear Eagle fans tease me. Oh, little Falcon. Ain't nothing little about this Falcon here. Y'all gone somewhere with that. We kicked y'all ass in y'all house. Yeah, I had to make sure I reminded them that y'all got the championship, but y'all ain't beat us. Y'all beat everybody else except us.
But that what happened when you.
Thank you.
That what happened when you know how to draft.
So
you not played to draft Georgia or Bama fans or Florida State players.
But the Falcons, I ain't mean to cut y'all off. I'm sorry, but the Falcons have a golden. We can talk about Jalen Carter. They have an opportunity to make this thing right in this draft. Just look at the pass rushers going in the first round. I mean, you got a Michael Williams out of Georgia. You got a Jalen Walker. You got a Shamar Stewart.
I think we take a Jalen Walker at 15.
Shamar Stewart. I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even.
Well, y'all might see me cry here like we won the Super Bowl if we do that.
I'm telling you, we taking Jalen Walker. This is for the historian. We take Jalen Walker at 15.
Hey, if we take Jalen Walker at 15, hey, listen, if we take Jalen Walker, we take Michael Williams, or we take James Pierce at 15, well, I'm going to cry. Because that means they want to win.
And I'm going to tell you, top Michael Williams, to me, man, that man reminds me a lot of Michael Parsons, man. I like him, man. Don't get me wrong, Jalen Walker is probably the best. But Michael Williams give us that Michael Parsons feel. And also, don't forget, like I said, James Pierce, but Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M is a huge, I'm not going to call him a sleeper, but anybody that get that guy, that's gonna be a huge boost. But like I said, I want Jalen Walker or Michael Williams. We need a Michael Parsons in Atlanta.
Hey, all I'm saying is this here. If we get one of them,
I would love to have Michael. I just feel like Michael might go top 5 now. Now you just hyped him up. He going top 5.
He's top 5, but the way the draft set up, he gonna fall in them teams.
All I'm gonna say is if any of
this in that top 8, and he gone. Now, Jalen
Walker, but it's still James Pierce Jr., Shamar Stewart. It's still gonna be. We're guaranteed to get a.
I'm gonna tell you
those players, but we trying to.
We don't get it. Listen,
I like those players, but we trying to make up for all them dogs we missed out on. So we taking Jalen Walker. You like it?
But here's the thing: if he doesn't fall to 15, if none of those 3 fall to 15, if they get taken, if they take a Delonte Walker out of Kentucky, or they take a Walter Nolan. I'll still be ecstatic.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that because I'm okay with that because we need a zero technique. And if you take one of them and you pair him up with David Onyemata, and definitely start building, I'm okay with that. Long as we take one of those guys, it's cool. It's cool. I've already said that, bro. If we take one of those guys, I'm fine with it. But the only thing that scares me is this. They're going to probably go take somebody that you don't even think about on the draft board.
I got a feeling it's going to be Jahad Campbell out of Bama.
Well, it's either going to be him or Abdul Carter because remember this. Raheem was at the Penn State game. Anytime you see Raheem hanging out around the college, that means they're going to probably end up going in that direction.
So, to me, Carter will be what? Top 5.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't sold on Abdul Carter, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like what I saw in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. I do feel like he has the right to be the top guy because the guy's been dominant, man. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah,
I believe the Falcons taking him is gonna be another Vic Beasley move to me. Y'all might not agree.
Look at Ryan's face.
I'm gonna be real, Rocky. This thing.
He'll be gone for we pick, so don't worry about it.
Don't get me wrong.
Look at his face, man. He said,
"Don't get me wrong." But I just feel like the Falcons should follow the draft board this year.
You about to make me break open this classic 1980 University of Georgia Coca-Cola bottle and drink this flat, disgusting soda that's been bottled up since 1980, and I'm gonna get sick when you say that.
You talk about that curb, you about to drink?
Like I said, Abdul Carter. I'm gonna say, look, Ryan. I do
Drinking
believe he
maple
has the
syrup.
right. He has the right to be considered the best in the country. But I'm just saying, man, I just feel like, man, with this guy, it's gonna be extra added pressure. Man, I want one of them boys up Highway 78 going up in the Athens, man. Go get one of them Georgia boys.
I'm gonna tell you up front. Braylon Trice better show up this year. I know you had the knee injury, but Braylon Trice gonna show up this year. He better show up this year because guess what? You've had a year to rehab. You know, you hurt yourself in the preseason. You pretty much had all year, and then you're gonna have all summer to come back. So that's really more than enough time for him physically. But it's the mental side. Is he gonna be able to come over there? And then Brandon Dorlance out of Oregon.
Yeah.
Is he gonna touch the field this year?
And don't forget, AK-47 did come to the party this year. So I want an AK-47 gone, but I can keep him for one more year just to see because he made his name a little bit this year.
Boom. I'm gonna give you this.
I think he developed it. I'm with you, Boom.
I'm gonna go old school for y'all Laker fans that's in the chat or whatnot.
Here we go.
You damn right I'm going there. AK-47 is as useless as Spencer Haywood was in the finals when he was on that stuff. I'm sorry. A couple of games ain't gonna change nothing. He was as useless as Spencer Haywood on that nose candy. I'm just gonna call a spade, dog. Tonight is a night I'm feeling it. You see, I got the damn Cooley hi-hat on today. I'm on my stuff today, dog. I'm sorry.
Spencer Hayward.
Hey, look, we on outside looking in. Wow, hey, look, I ain't gonna laugh with that. AK said he gonna lead the team in sacks next year. How about it?
He had that the year before last.
And you said Richard Grant was going to hold on. And you prophesied Richard Grant was going to you and the gray one said Richard Grant was going to be that dude this year with this new change.
He could be that dude if he didn't start. He came on the bench. They went against Simmons. Hey, look, I will stand on that. You can't be the man if you're on the bench. They brought in Simmons. He can't do that.
All I'm gonna say is this:
so, hey,
AK-47 has been shooting blanks since he been in this city
with a blank adapter.
We're gonna call that boy Prsopects.
I'm telling you, the boy been shooting blanks. So my thing is this: everybody all this is what I mean when I say Falcon fans are spot fans. This is what I mean. You get amped up over a couple of damn games. Give me a season of consistency. To hell with 1 or 2 games. Damn. This is why people laugh. Listen, this is why people laugh at us. This is why Steve White said we are the most sensitive fan base when even our own realistic fans tell you. Like, do you see this?
Right. So y'all sensitive about us not taking them Georgia players. Y'all talking about that for 2 years.
Yeah, but look what
here's the thing. The Georgia boys won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. But it wasn't in the city of Atlanta, so I'm not.
No, it was not. But it was still a championship won by Georgia players that won 2 national championships.
Oh, yeah.
Super Bowl within 4 years.
I can't.
Think about it. 2021, we dancing in glory. 2022, we dancing in glory. We all sick to our stomachs when Jalen leaves. Now everybody's happy about Bijan. We are. Definitely been a good player. But when you see the person you passed on hoisting a Super Bowl trophy, kissing a Super Bowl trophy, him and all them other jokers we could have drafted. Hey, all I'm gonna say is as the infamous song used to say from Kool Moe Dee, how you like me now? That's pretty much all you can say is how you like me now.
Championship out. That's how I look at it.
Here's my thing.
Staff we had here be able to get us to a Super Bowl with them. That's a great question, man. We could have the players, but do we know what to do with them? I mean, that's an honest question.
That is
but here's the thing. We don't have the players to do that because guess what? They're too inept and they're too incompetent to fix the damn lines.
Yeah.
People don't see the problem.
We just need to fix them lines. They went and got all them skill players for Caleb Williams, didn't do anything to the whole line.
Trenchard win championship, man.
Killed.
They went and got Keenan Allen, all those guys. Didn't do anything to the offensive line. The Bears on the line ain't been good since they lost to the Colts in the Super Bowl.
Lovie Smith had an offensive line.
They should have just kept.
When Rex Grossman
get out of town, they should just kept
yes,
Fields back
Rex
there.
Grossman was the quarterback.
You talk about the Stay Puft Marshmallow
with the
Man?
Bears. Rex Grossman, think about it. Lovie Smith went to a damn Super Bowl with Rex Grossman at quarterback, a Gator quarterback at that. Yep. They ain't worth two dead flies smashed. So again, when you sit back and think about it, when you sit back and you look at that with that hellified defense with Tommy Harris, Peanut Tillman, Lance Briggs, Brian Urlacher.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Mike Brown at that safety spot. I mean, when you look at that team, it was loaded. Lovie needed a quarterback. If they had a quarterback on that team, not just one, I believe they'd have got two, if you want to be honest. Because they went, think about it, they consistently went to the playoffs under Lovie Smith. And they fired that man after a 10-win season.
Yep. You had Devin Hester. You had playmakers on that.
We got Devin Hester because they let him go. That's how we got him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, it's all in how you make it when you talk about it or whatnot. And the saddest part about the whole thing is we have opportunities to change things, but the question is, are they willing to change it? That's my question.
It's just I don't trust the Falcons, man. Like, I'm so nervous about this draft. Like, every time we believe they're gonna get the guy, they always pass on the guy when he's available. That's the problem, man. I wouldn't be shocked they go draft gold and a wide receiver from Texas, man.
Well, if we get a wide receiver, man,
I'm not. Hey, man, I won't be purchasing season that they do.
If we get any type of skill position player, running back, wide receiver with the first pick.
Now, can I ask this question, though? Can I ask one question? How would y'all feel if the Atlanta Falcons drafted Will Johnson at 15?
Can I?
Now, I just want to bet.
I'll take.
I just want to bet. I want to bet something real quick. Fair use. I want to back something real quick because one of the legendary coaches, he was good in the NFL, but he was great in college, won a national championship. The legendary John Robinson, as he quietly put it, rest in peace to John Robinson. He just passed away in 2024. This is what he says, fair use.
It's not so much who gets across the other side the first, it's the force and the power and the balance and the ability to dominate the man after you make contact.
And what he is saying, ladies and gentlemen, is this. When you dominate that line of scrimmage, when you talk about the force, the power, and the balance of that, you control the game. It doesn't matter how pass happy this game is. It doesn't matter how run heavy this game is. You're not doing anything without that line of scrimmage. And until Falcon fans get this up in their brains, until you let that as our fellow Georgian, Mr. Big Boy, hey, you're gonna marinate on that. Marinate on this. Until we fix the line of scrimmages, we ain't winning no championship in Atlanta.
I agree.
We will not ever touch a championship. Hell, let alone a playoff game. If you can't block for Penix, if you can't block for Bijan, you're pretty much gonna hold yourself. So at the end of the day, it's not about who get across the other side. It's hit on every play. You balance and you control. It's about power and dominance. We're too soft. We're soft in Atlanta. I'm gonna say it like this: Falcon fans ain't gonna want to hear it, but it is what it is. We're soft.
Yeah.
And until we can get a backbone and actually get a hard body in our bone, except other than the trigger finger, we ain't doing a damn thing. So, with that being said, we're going to conclude tonight's episode of The Birdcage with great guests that we've had. Boom. Tell the folks where they can find you.
Hey, you guys can find me at DAATL Sports, DA Boom on YouTube, and DATL Sports on Twitter. Haven't been doing any content lately, been having some stuff going on with my mom, but looking forward to coming back, making more videos, coming back on the Birdcage. I appreciate these guys as always. Love talking to Ryan, Graybeard, everybody that I haven't met, man. Like I said, K-Dub, y'all guys keep doing your thing, man.
Appreciate you, Boom.
And I'm mad at Ron. You gonna pay for that. You just walked out of here and you didn't promote your channel.
For real.
Ron, you just ran up out of here. Man, check out Ron on the Ignorant Thinkers podcast and also check him out on the eye test. Ron is like a Jamaican. He got about 30 podcasts that he be on. But his main one is Ignorant Thinkers, man. Check him out. And our boy Dennis, the Philadelphia cat that came in here earlier, my man Dennis Holmes. Congratulations, my brother. Y'all got y'all second championship. We still trying to get our first. Y'all have figured it out.
We haven't.
Congratulations, Dennis. I remember Dennis coming on. Congratulations if you're watching still out there. Hey, look, we ain't no hating on this side. We will touch us a championship once we get these trenches fixed, like we talked about.
but you know what would make it sweeter for me? Getting my lick back from 2017 and going through Philly. That's what I want to go through. I want my lick back for that playoff game.
Yeah.
I'm standing 10 toes down on that. I want my play. I have bad feelings about that. I've had to live through 2 of their damn parades in this city.
Yeah.
And you know what, Ron? I believe if the Falcons win that game, man, they had that team probably would have won the Super Bowl. And it was a close game up there in Philly, man. Except they had Matt Ryan rolling out. Don't understand why. But hey.
You could have kept feeding Tevin Coleman because they couldn't stop him on that drive.
Yeah.
Everybody in that stadium, every Eagle fan I know was like, why did y'all stop feeding number 26? We couldn't do nothing with it. And to me, I feel like that was as equivalent of a brain fart as Pete Carroll throwing the ball on the 1 and not running Lynch. That was what that was like. Because the ball game hinged on that. He was going to walk in if they handed it to him because they couldn't stop him.
I still don't understand that call to this day.
And Keanu O'Neal cost us. All y'all that love him or whatnot, it was a wasted damn pick. Injuries and cost us a playoff game with them sorry-ass hands of his.
That was what you call the foo-foo Cam Chancellor.
Ooh.
Hey,
that's been like.
You can't trust nothing about it. Listen, outside of Wilbur Marshall, Emmitt Smith, and Jack Youngblood, and what's my man name that played for Cleveland all them
What
years,
about Javon Curse?
Curse was a freak of nature. He was another one. But I'm just saying, we're naming people. But recently, how many Gator players do you know are worth 2 dead flies smashed now?
James Tony.
The last cornerback that they had to come out of that school, who was that? Joe Hayden. That was the last really great defensive player that they've had out of that situation.
Yeah. One quarterback we did take, we turned him into a tight end.
Well, we appreciate y'all for coming through. And we appreciate all the support and love y'all give us. We have some interviews coming up later. Boom. I got to make sure that you tune in when you got to tune in. We're going to have an HBCU legend come through here. He also won a Super Bowl with the New York Jets back in '68.
Okay.
A man by the name of Billy Joe.
Oh, yeah. Big Billy Joe, man.
He'll be coming on April the 3rd. But before then, March 6th, we got another world champion, NBA champion coming through, and also college Hall of Famer and Wally Jones on April, pretty much coming up March 6th. So Wally played with Big Wilt back in '67, got that ring, and he's a Philly guy, born and raised. So definitely it must be a hell of a thing to bring a championship to the city that you're from.
The last one was a damn good interview. Oh man, I could look to that man.
Bob Dandridge was in here.
Bob Dandridge,
trash boy.
That man played against some legend.
So we definitely
he played with the boys, man.
Man, that's the crazy part, man. But all I can say is this, man. We're gonna be in a situation where we got a couple of interviews coming in. We're working on some other stuff right now, but we got some good stuff coming for y'all in this off season. So boom. man, keep tuning in because we're gonna put the dates out as usual. And y'all check out my brother's channel when he puts some things out there. Please like and support this man's channel. He definitely bleeds Georgia sports all the way around. So without further ado, y'all have a good night. We love you. We'll see you next week. Peace.
See you next week, man.